I will never pretend to be another. I will never want to be another. I will not change who I am just to fit in. I am me. I am not perfect, but I'm working on myself. Working to become the best version of myself. I am working on myself to continue to expand my own self through my own work, in my own way. I am me.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is your girl Wanda Godsbratt of Watching Wanda's World on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock p.m. And tonight I have the honor of bringing to you my sister girlfriend from high school, Felicia Green. And not only is she my sister girlfriend and she's beautiful, and as you can see, but she's coming to us to discuss something that a lot of people are getting into: holistic medicines and holistic healing and Reiki, which I know a little about. So I'm glad to find that she is actually a professional, because I was considering looking into this. So we're going to learn together. Good evening, my Felicia. How are you, beautiful?
Good evening. The introduction was super incredible. Okay. I love the music, everything. I'm over here like, oh my God, how powerful. That was incredible. Thank you so much for inviting me and having me tonight, Wanda.
It is my extreme pleasure, and as I hinted to, we have a history of 30 something years of high school. Although we both are, managing time well.
Hold it up, hold it up. Okay.
Look, you look beautiful, just beautiful. But you always have been stunning, always. And I don't know if I've ever told you, but not only are you my sister girl, you rocking it. Okay.
Ditto.
So I don't even want to pretend that I know how, even though I've asked you, I'm not going to mess it up. Tell me the type of Reiki master you are, what it means, and etc. And I'll ask other questions.
Okay, so I am a Usui master Reiki practitioner. I have not taught, so I'm not a teacher, but I am a practitioner. Usui was the master teacher who is said to have founded Reiki in 1926.
Okay.
Reiki is a healing energy, Rei meaning universal, and Ki meaning life source. So the belief is that the collective, we all have energy, right? We all share energy. The energy, no matter, and Reiki is not a religion. It identifies with no religion. However, it can be considered a spiritual practice. But our energy comes from a divine source, the best of us. And as a practitioner, I'm taught to channel that energy and touch different chakras in your body, different systems. With my hands, you're clothed, laying on a table. And as I send energy through my hands, it integrates into your body in order to relieve, whatever's going on. We could speak more. I don't want to go talk too long and give you an opportunity. Okay, so okay. So,
yes.
So you could be experiencing physical ailments, emotional ailments, depression, anxiety, anything of the sort. And that type of energy is like, it moves it out so that you can experience peace and get to how you're doing, how you feel, and be able to work with that and make a decision that you want to continue to integrate that type of mindset and energy. So your well-being, to improve your well-being.
So I can imagine that you had to do a lot of work within self before you got to a point that you could work towards healing others, because I know a lot of times mental ailments, whether we acknowledge them or not, can manifest into physical pain.
Yes, absolutely.
So
for
how
me,
did you
go
on?
ahead.
No, how did you realize, like, number one, what type of heal? How did you get introduced into this, and how did you realize you wanted to go further?
Whew. Okay, so for me, it was a lifetime coming to the point. When I first was introduced to Reiki, I had suffered with depression and anxiety for most of my life. from childhood trauma, the introduction of that, and basically moved away from any type of real emotional connection to myself and how that was affecting me mentally. And not just mentally, I suffered with high blood pressure and different types of pains in my body in different places, because the longer you hold on to energy and emotions, or the gamut, anything that you hold on to, you don't recognize and take care of it, it's going to get worse.
Right.
So I got to that point. I was living life, raising children, um, trying to do the best I could, but I was struggling pretty bad. I did go into traditional Western therapy, talk therapy, to help myself, which was very helpful. But there was also a calling, like it's more, you got to go deeper. And it just so happened that at a pretty critical point in my life, my daughter took me to an event where I met Reiki masters and teachers. And we discussed my situation, how I was feeling, the things I had done so far, medicine, changing my diet, exercising, and nothing for me at that time was working. And they said, why don't you try Reiki? Like, come to a class, see, it's different levels. So I went to level 1, and at the introduction of it, I fell in love with it. It spoke to me. I realized a lot of gifts that we all are born with that I could really work with. I'm an empath. I'm deeply sensitive, one of those highly sensitive people. Pick up on energy. Um, Intuitive. Most of us are intuitive. If you are at a light and something says you want to go straight and something says go left or right, I'm pointing right. If you're listening to yourself, or you're listening to yourself and you go right, it's a reason why you need to go right. So the more you practice listening to that gut when it's telling you to do certain things, the more you're used to being able to receive the messages and listen to yourself. So I have that gift to help others in their lives. So once I started with level 1 attunement, I went all the way through master attunement, and I love it. Like, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I should be doing. It is
Wow.
a practice, so I have to continue my practice as well.
Okay, so now Nicole said, "Hi, ladies. Hi, Nikki."
Hey, Nicole.
So you went from level 1 to a master. How many levels is it?
There are 3 levels in Usui Reiki. There are 3
Okay.
levels. Mhm.
Okay.
The
And
first
then,
level you practice on yourself.
mhm,
And you practice it on yourself, and family and dogs and pets, or we could do animals as well. Level 2, you begin to practice on others.
mhm.
And then level 3, you are a master, where you are tuned to be able to teach others at that point. Hmm.
So now, being an empath, do you find that you carry, like with me, I feel other people's emotions deeply.
Yeah.
Um, do you carry that energy with you, or how do you, if it's a painful energy that you're helping someone to release, how do
Hmm.
you let it go?
Sure. Yeah, being an empath, many of us are, especially people who have experienced trauma in their life. We
Mm-hmm.
had to learn how to survive.
Mm-hmm.
And as a young person, usually you learn to see what the energy is around you to remain safe. So is this person happy tonight? Is it going to be a good night? Are they angry? Do I need to do something in order for whatever may happen, physically or emotionally? So I've learned that power, they call it a superpower, is blessed for most of us. It was birthed or bloomed out of something that wasn't so great.
Mm-hmm.
So before you learn how to um, process other people's emotions and identify what is yours and what is someone else's, that was the challenge for me. And once I
Okay.
understand that, I can say and understand, I give your energy back to you and I only accept my own. So when I'm in a session of Reiki, it is a sacred space, an open space where it's understood that I am there just to hold space for you, um,
Mm-hmm.
be the conduit of beautiful, pure energy, and help you decide how you're going to handle your healing process. Reiki brings things to clarity,
Mm-hmm.
so I can hold that energy for you, but it's not from me. Reiki does not come from me; it comes
Right.
through me.
Okay.
So the process and the wisdom that I hold, and again, a lot of people who we live in, where I'm 53 now, but I may have grown up pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot I haven't seen, and I attribute some of the pain that I've gone through in my life, some of the trauma I've gone through in my life, to be something given to me so I can support others, no matter where they're from, no matter how old they are, what condition they're in. I can hold space for them.
Okay. Now, how does this interact or affect your religious belief, or does it?
Okay, so again, Reiki is not at all affiliated with any religion, so
Mm-hmm.
it does not. I see people who are atheists from many different religions. Who I'm more spiritual. I grew up in I have a in a Baptist church.
Mm-hmm.
Went to church a lot as a child. Um, so it doesn't affect me at all with my belief systems. I don't per se share my belief systems because I don't want to imprint my beliefs on anyone. We
Okay.
all have free will, and whatever you practice, Reiki can go along with that.
Okay.
So Reiki can also be paired with, if you are in therapy,
Mm-hmm.
or anything. It doesn't hurt anything. It's not taking the place of anything. It's adding on to your toolbox, as they say. We
I
use that
like
for
that.
everything, right? It's
Mhm.
another tool to assist you and help you recognize what's going on in your body and help you release what's going on. So give you that clarity and peace.
And I was just, hi Tara, thank you for joining, sweetheart. So that's what I was just about to say to you. When we reconnected through Sunday sessions for women's with
Yes,
Thais
Thais.
Woodson.
Yeah, shout out.
So that was our reconnection. And interacting with you the few times that we were on at the same time, because
Yeah,
life gets to lifing.
absolutely.
When I hear you speak and when I look at you, I see peace.
I
I see
shall.
inner peace. I
Thank
see,
you.
and that's a level that I aspire to get to. So you were saying something, you mentioned something about the chakras. Explain the chakras and how does Reiki connect with the chakras and how you help us to reach a balancing of them.
Ah, that's beautiful. I love it. It was a process. First, thank you for seeing my light,
Yes.
seeing what I've worked so hard at. This has been a lot of work. And that's sometimes people come to me and they want a quick fix. Healing yourself,
Mhm.
no matter if it's emotional, spiritual, or a physical ailment or situation, pain, because all three can be pain,
Mhm.
takes time, and you have to be patient with yourself. Um, so it's not a quick fix. It's not a one-time thing. You can come once and you feel great, and a lot of people do, but usually they come back. You
Mhm.
know, we have to decide how you want to move forward. Okay, so thank you for that. You wanting to aspire to have peace is the first step, right? You
Right.
can't just want it. I mean, you have to want it. You can't just make excuses and say what I don't have. You have to
Mhm.
claim it and then work on it. So I do have a deep sense of peace. I do still struggle. I still do get depressed at times. I still get anxious at times, but my toolbox is so tight
Right.
that I know how to take care of myself now. And
Mhm.
as far as the chakras, we have 7 chakras in our body, main chakras. We actually have many chakras, but the main chakra system goes through the middle of our body, starting with the crown, third eye, throat, heart, our sacral or solar plex, then a sacral, and then our root chakra. What does all that mean? It's a system, a part of our nervous system that collects energy. Each one of the chakras are controlling a part of us, our heart. Some people, when you get upset, your heart may start to hurt. It may start to tighten up. all that energy is being stored, that even if it starts to subside, you've done nothing. If you've done no work to say what caused that ping in your chest when you got upset and something triggered you, that's sitting there. And the more energy that you store in that space or at any chakra point becomes stuck.
Okay.
And as it becomes stuck, you start to have symptoms. And Reiki can find that. I have points in your body that they're hand positioned, but Reiki and that energy goes. When I say Reiki, I'm talking about energy, God energy, divine energy. It goes to where it needs to go to in your body.
Okay.
And it's something that you can read up on. It's hard to explain everything, but once you experience it, you will understand. It is a beautiful, beautiful modality.
Okay. Now, do you find that most times people are dealing with the unbalancing of one chakra area, or is it several, or can it encompass all of them, or how does that work?
Yes. If you're out of balance, it can be more than one chakra. So yes, that's I would say that's correct in your assumption that it can be one, it could be many. I can ask you where you feel when you're triggered. Or where do you usually hold your pain?
Okay.
Wanda.
Me,
Mhm.
I have I have
Or stress.
constant back and leg pain, but I've had two surgeries and I need
Mhm.
a third. So I don't
Mhm.
know if that's the energy that I'm holding,
Mhm.
because this is a hereditary condition that I have.
Right,
But
right.
so I don't know if it's the energy that comes from the family. I don't know if
Mhm.
the energy that's mine. I don't know if it's just physical.
Right,
I do have some other things that we'll talk about personally.
right.
So it's like I know I hold on to a lot, and then I take on other people's energy as well.
Right. So if you were triggered right now, would your back start hurting or would your
I would
head
feel
start hurting?
tension in my neck, my back, and I
Mhm.
would probably get a headache.
See, so there you go. So those types of things are the questions in a session we would
Hmm.
look at and work on and see what's going on with that, explore.
Okay.
So it's just those types of things. So when you work with this energy, it will go to wherever it needs to go to and move around, move out that energy.
Okay. Now,
Hmm.
what does a typical session look like?
Mm, okay. A typical session lasts for about an hour. The first session will be like an hour and a half to 2 hours because I
Hmm.
do talk to you to see what's going on, what you want, what you're ready to commit to. So we
Hmm.
have to talk about that. I also have to assess if you are mentally ready to receive Reiki,
Hmm.
because Reiki can bring up feelings, deep
Hmm.
feelings, things that you may have forgotten or don't even recognize anymore. You don't want to look at it.
Right.
So we have to discuss all those things. If I deem that you are not ready and you may need some therapy or something else first before you see
Hmm.
me, then I would suggest that first after that conversation. But if everything, we just check in with each other, get to know each other, become comfortable. You stay clothed. You lay on a table, massage table that is super comfortable. I have a heat warmer, y'all. So if you come,
And
lay
okay.
out, and you get nice and comfy. Um,
Hmm.
you lay out. I do use crystals.
Hmm.
Um, I say an opening of prayer or words of affirmation before I begin.
Hmm.
You will close your eyes and relax. I will put you into a meditative state. I'm also a mindfulness and uh, practitioner as well. So I'm very my meditation game is real good. So
Okay.
you're gonna go to sleep probably.
I
You
need
go
to
to
sleep.
sleep.
I don't sleep well. So Nicole says she's glad that you called Reiki Divine Energy, and she said it's an excellent topic.
Oh, thank you, Nicole. Come see me, please.
Yeah,
Let me
she's
know.
from
But
Nicole is like a holistic medicine doctor,
yeah,
medicine
you
woman.
told me. I can't wait
So
to talk to you, Nicole. What's good?
yes, I definitely need to connect you to.
Yes.
Um, Now, as far as myself, like I myself have been in therapy for years. years and years. And of course, I still have my trauma history, and I realize it's an ongoing process. Like, I will probably always need some form of therapy, meditation, or whatever. It's not like a one and done type fix.
Sure.
Now, do you find that people with Reiki use it like they do with typical or traditional therapy, psychotherapy, or do they find that they generally have a certain amount of sessions and they feel like they have what they need to go on?
Right. Wow. I love that question. You're the wait a minute, Oprah. Let me find out. Wait a minute.
I'm trying, girl.
Yes, thorough. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Again, one session for most people that are going, I mean, unless you've been keeping up on your wellness and your holistic practices and going to the doctor and getting your checkups and really balanced, you can come when here and there, right? And again, when I say you can come, everything for me is always free will. So usually I would suggest 4 sessions every 2 weeks. So one session for every 2 weeks for when you first start, to get your body used to it. Because again, Reiki is like coming in there. It's gentle, but it's gonna bring things up, and you're gonna feel vulnerable. You're gonna feel mush, like, oh my God, like I didn't even know, So it's gonna take a while to get you balanced, and then after those 4 sessions, you can kind of deem what's best for you. Once a month, every 3 weeks. Most of my clients that I have they've been with me since the beginning. Okay. So I doubt, and I have a lot of young babies like that become my daughters and my sons. Maybe I should call them nephews. My daughter gets upset when I call them, because 20 kids. So let me not say that in case she's they're my babies. So my nephews, I call my nephews and my nieces, and they take it pretty serious. They do, and they do the work. I'm big on journaling, like journal how you're feeling, like get it out. Nothing needs to stay confined to your mind and confined to your body. If you're feeling something, journal about it. Try to really feel, and sometimes just freehand every day you should, and I'm speaking to myself because I fall short. Try to journal. That's a big thing. I have
I find that I fall short on it because it makes me accountable to another level, and sometimes I don't want that much honesty with because sometimes what I'm going through is ugly, and I don't want to have to face it, but we have to face it in order to get to a point of healing. We have to face the part that is not comfortable to get to a level of comfort.
Yes.
Hi,
and
Lisa Lee or Sharp is on here now. Hi, Lisa, baby.
Hey, Lisa.
So journaling causes anxiety for her.
Right. And again, I'm gonna tell y'all a secret, right? We have breath in our body and we're alive, we're living. There's a part of our consciousness, especially if you experience any kind of, not just especially trauma, because raising kids, working every day, trying to live, it doesn't have to be childhood trauma. It could be things that have happened at work, things that in marriages and divorces. It creates fear, right? Fear is created to keep you safe. That's why animals in the wild kingdom, they know, something's coming, so I gotta move. I'm afraid, I gotta stay alive. Our mind will put us in a box where anything that causes us discomfort, anxiety, or whatever, we say, I can't do that, right? Reiki, first of all, gets you in touch with those types of feelings, and you start to become stronger and realize, I don't have to fear anything. If you got, let me see. If you're still here right now, my sisters and brothers, I'm looking at my city family, maybe some others here. I'm 53 years old. I was scared, so scared and uncomfortable with most of my emotions for most of my life. I fear nothing because I'm still here. Everything that caused me pain, all the hurt, all the trauma, I'm still here. So why am I still afraid? What am I afraid of?
Right.
You understand? But I do get the concept. So that's why I do what I do. Because once we get that part under control and start to retrain our minds and how we think, you understand, and ask for help. Now, what I do believe in is some ancestors. But I
Mm-hmm.
do believe in me personally, our guides,
Yeah.
angels that watch over us,
Mm-hmm.
God, I do, spirit, I call God spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. And we don't have to fear. And when that type of thing comes along, we have to ask ourselves why. Where's that coming from? If you get anxious when you journal, ask yourself why. And for my sister, I'm not sure who said it, but you don't have to necessarily journal. We could take baby steps. You can journal affirmations. I am strong. I am brave. I have everything I need. I am protected. I don't have to fear.
So you
Fear,
can speak positivity to yourself until you get to a place of that you're strong enough to handle your
yeah,
feelings.
it's reprogram. When you've been through a lot, you've lived a lot, you've seen a lot, and again, you become unbalanced. You train your mind the type of thoughts that you're going to have. And I
Mm-hmm.
too was that person. You go to the negatives, and that causes anxiety. You worry about what's going to happen, you worry about what has happened, depression. So, the more that you speak the truth. Now, affirmations is just not a let me write this stuff to feel good. You got to
Right.
believe it, right?
You got to feel
So
it.
you gotta understand what you're saying to yourself is actually true.
Mm-hmm.
I failed at this again. Why can't I fail? I'm a human being. You wouldn't tell
Mm-hmm.
the baby they fail. You would say, get up and dust yourself off. Come here, baby. Let me give you a kiss. I love you. You can do it. And that's what you need to say to yourself every time. So once you get out of, you should know better, you're 53 or you're this age, you've done all these things, you should know. This is what you're telling yourself. You're feeding yourself negativity. That's going to
Mm-hmm.
cause anxiety in your body.
Okay.
So you have to become aware of what you're saying and then say, no, that's not correct. What I meant to say, self, is
Mm-hmm.
that you're doing the best you can do. You're doing an awesome job and you're going to get it right next time. And I love you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go get a drink of wine and relax. Don't do the wine, y'all, because some of y'all know how to just get a drink of wine. Y'all gonna do more. So let's not do that. So, but you know what I'm saying? You have to, when you realize you have that type of thought process, that's
Mm-hmm.
the self depriving cycle that you're on. Program is what I've been calling it. It's a program, the negative program. We got to get you on the positive program.
Plus,
And
we got
then,
to learn to grant ourselves the grace that we give other people. We grant
oh,
grace to everybody else except ourselves. At least I know I did.
mhm.
Nicole is saying healing is hard work, mind, body, and spirit. We need each other for this journey. Amen, sis.
Absolutely, and if I can interject with that, sisters that are on here, I'm trying to look. It's hard. Y'all see these glasses?
Yeah,
I'm
I
trying to
feel
read and watch, but I have sister circles
you.
where we get together, and our ancestors used to get together and
Mm-hmm.
have these discussions and be vulnerable and open and keep what's said in the circle. Once the circle is broken, the conversation is ended. You understand? And
Mm-hmm.
we talk to each other and support each other, and we cry on each other and we hold each other. We
Mm-hmm.
need that. This is what I'm creating, even with the young people that I go in and talk to in the city, that they see all kind of things and or don't have everything they need, but it doesn't matter, because guess what, we have everything we need every day of our lives. It's
Mm-hmm.
hard to perceive that when it's so much more we think we want and need. But
Mm-hmm.
if you're here right now, you're on this live, you have everything you need. And I love you. And I love you, Wanda.
Me too.
And I know you love me,
Yes, without
So
a doubt.
I have built a village around myself, that when I'm low and I'm down, I can go to them. I can run Reiki on myself. I can go to another practitioner to run Reiki, whatever I need.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned that I don't have to hide and pretend any longer. There's no pretending with me.
It's
There's
so
no.
funny that you mentioned that because a couple weeks ago I unveiled myself
Mhm.
in the rawest form of dealing with my chronic pain. because I always felt that I had to be perfect. And although some people identify with me because of chronic pain, they only saw me when I was put together. And this was a sniveling snot, and this is what chronic pain looks like. Because I realized that to someone, if I'm always coming on live put together, to someone that's really dealing with chronic pain, like I deal with it, but I don't come before you when I'm dealing with it, they may feel like they're lacking or they're doing something differently, because how is she always together talking about she has
Right.
chronic pain? So I
Right.
was transparent in my most rawest form, and I felt naked and I felt vulnerable, but I also felt free,
Yeah.
because
There's
I
nothing
granted
better.
myself the freedom to be human.
Sure. Sure. That is the best thing ever in life. But me having understanding my empathic abilities, understanding my intuitive abilities, and just living and watching. I've been in numerous circles, from millionaires to people with nothing, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and we all share a commonality that we need love, we need support, and every day is not a great day. So I can look in someone's eyes. I don't care how much you're smiling. I'm
Mm-hmm.
also a mental health first aider for youth and adults as well.
Okay.
But my gift is, you can smile all you want in my face. It's not that I'm gonna tell you your business, because that's being invasive. But
Mm-hmm.
I know what's behind the eyes. I know when someone's in pain. So
Right.
that's why a lot of people are drawn to me and are able to let me hold what they need me to hold, so that they can have some peace without
Mm-hmm.
judgment, without me going and running my mouth and thinking it's a game, that, this is Young and the Restless. Do they still watch Young
Right.
and the Restless? Y'all give me a story that it is. But this is
Right.
not life. And I think we're moving into an age where we understand that. And the youth is very, very important to me. I've
Mm-hmm.
moved into a space of elderhood. When I was a little girl, I always wanted a mother. My mother suffered with mental health issues. She did the best she could. This is for another day. But
Mm-hmm.
I just always had this thought of being able to sit at my grandmother's feet, and she rubbed my head and tell me it will be okay, and tell me stories about her life, what was real, and, telling me it will be okay, and, whatever. And that's what I do. I'm
Okay.
bridging the gap. I am the elder that the youth can come to, and I'm gonna give them the real as well. It's not always what they
It's not
want to
always
hear,
pretty.
but it's always wrapped in love. It's always a stroke of the head, and let them know, push their head back and let them know, I see you. Look at me in my eyes. I see
Mm-hmm.
you. I feel
Mm-hmm.
you. This
And
is
you
what
matter.
that's right. But you have the choice, because
Mm-hmm.
it's not my job to save people. I don't heal you. I put you in a state where you can begin to heal yourself. That's my job.
That's
That's what
very
brings me
important.
best.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And we
um,
all have the power to heal ourselves. You just have to be willing to do the work. And sometimes the work isn't pretty. It's
yeah,
not wrapped up in a bow.
mm-mm.
You got to deal with some hard truths. You got to
Yeah,
be honest with yourself. And
yes,
you're not going to like everything you see within yourself. But you
yes,
have to be honest about it. That's what I've
yeah.
learned on my journey. And I still have a long way to go. But I can say that what I don't like, I have the power to change.
Sure. We all have the power to change every single day. And when you fall down and you don't get it right today, tomorrow you can
Mhm.
try again. As long as you have breath in your body, you can keep trying. So
Amen.
you don't have to get it all right in whatever amount of time. You do it because, again, life is going to throw. That's right. We need accountability.
Mhm.
Accountability and compassion for yourself, because sometimes we think accountability is beating our own butt. You
Mhm.
understand? When we're human. And it's hard to get out of patterns. So, yes, being accountable and being able to look at yourself and listen, and forgiving yourself. Once you recognize and you've held yourself accountable, then it's time to let it go.
Mm.
It's time to move on. You don't have
Mhm.
time to just put that in a bag and carry, like Erica Badu, bag
Right.
lady. You
Right.
understand? Holding
Mhm.
yourself accountable so much. Do you think you have to be perfect? There is none perfect. There is none perfect.
Right.
So you trying to live to that standard, which that's part of the thing that broke me down, was trying to be perfect, was trying to uphold this look and this facade of having everything together. That's what I was taught to do, not blaming anybody. It was my
Right.
choice to continue to practice.
Mm-hmm.
But it was too much, and my armor began to chink.
And one thing that I've learned too is not carrying the titles or the negative energy that other people try to assign you.
Right.
If it's
And
not me, I don't identify with it. And
hey,
sometimes that can be hard because of where it's coming from.
that's right. Once it's
Yeah.
done for me, it's done. I don't carry
Mhm.
anyone's. I just actually today, thank you for that. I journaled. I'm in a Buddhist meditation class. I love learning. I want, because I use different modalities and
Mhm.
I create what works for me. I take what works for me in my practice, but I'm always learning. I'm always um, wanting to add more to my toolbox to help others. But
Mhm.
I journaled today before I came on. Oh, before I do anything, different events. I work with nonprofits. This is my first podcast. Woo woo!
Hey, I'm glad to be the first. I'm honored.
But I'm honored. But before I do most things, I meditate and I get clarity on what's going on. So what came to me was y'all a trip. Who's that talking?
So,
Um, I journal. Some said
mhm.
journal. And that's what came up for me is
Okay.
that I needed to release that. And I journaled. It went into some other things. And at first it was kind of, what's not kind of going right? What I need to release. And then after that paragraph or the top part, the first part, I began to speak, this is what's going on. This is how it's going to be. I need to drink water. I need to do this. This is what I need to do to get to where I need to get to. So it
Mhm.
wasn't just journaling, and you can do that. But for
Right.
me, I flip it with
Mhm.
what I want. And I put that in the air. I flip as if it's happening already. I am
Mhm.
whole already. I'm not feeling great today, whatever I wrote, and then flip it. I am well.
I
I
like
do have all the resources I need to get to where I need to get to. I do have everything I need to see and be given the answers that I have questions about. I
that.
claim, whatever. So that's how you go about it, but it takes time. It's
Right.
definitely different layers, different reasons, different ways. And I just help people walk through their process.
So, how can people get in touch with you? And if they need, like you said, sometimes you may recommend counseling or therapy, traditional therapy, before they're ready to receive the type of energy that you put forth and you release and you give out. How
Yeah.
can they get in touch with you, and what exactly are the services you provide?
Okay. So to get in touch with me, my business is Deeper Roots Holistic Healing. .com is the website. Um, I have my phone number on the website. Also, a form you could fill out that will send me an email letting me know you want an appointment. I offer distance Reiki, in-person Reiki, life and spiritual coaching. I will do group events, meditation events, sister circles. I work with corporate events, public speaking. I go to schools and talk to kids about mindfulness, the point and the importance. That's another thing, y'all. Get outside and get some sun. Get some vitamin D. Go hug a tree. Take your
Mhm.
shoes off. Walk in the grass. Just find a clean patch. Because I'm real, I'm like an
Right.
oxymoron with the grass and the bugs.
Mhm.
Get some wind on your face. Take some deep breaths. Just look around at the trees. Even in the wintertime, look at the snow. Look at the rain. Listen to the sounds that the
Mhm.
birds and the rain
Become
and
one with nature.
everything.
Very
Just
important.
relax. Just,
That's
just
one thing I realized, that when I was younger and in North Carolina, I was more in tune with nature and I
yes,
was happier.
yes,
And with my level of pain, a lot of times I can go weeks if I don't watch myself. I hibernate. And
yes.
getting outside makes a difference.
It does.
Tara, she's in Maryland. She asked what state you're in.
I was
Tara's in Texas.
Yeah.
But she can do the distance
Yes,
Reiki.
I do people on Zoom. It's still very effective. And we come up with a plan on how to take care of you, Tara. What we do it together. I'm there to support you. But yeah, get outside and spend some time in the sun or in under the moon. It could be real poetic, and it all means something, all with intention. Um, and you'll notice, drink your water. When you have Reiki, you must drink a lot of water because your body will begin to detox itself. You may even get kind of sick. I have clients call me like, I don't feel good, and it's like, yeah, it's doing what it needs to
That's
do.
a part of the detoxification
That's
of the
yeah.
negative energy.
So you may go to the bathroom, you may cry, have
Mm.
severe, cry for a minute, but I cry once a day, 9 times out of 10, and not because
You're
necessarily.
unhappy. No,
Right. It's I am so grateful. I get
I
and go
love
into my
that.
meditation with such gratitude that it makes me cry. And it's just, I'm happy to be here. I'm so grateful for my life. I'm so grateful for every single opportunity. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my friends. I could go on and on and on. I
I
mean,
love that because if you ask some people what they're grateful for, they are stunted. They
yeah,
can't say, and just
right.
the fact that we're still breathing should give us the opportunity to be grateful. But some
And
people,
sometimes, life happens and it's like we're flipped.
mm-hmm.
And again, our ancestors, and I don't want to get too deep into
Girl,
that.
you can, like I
We,
said, we're not limited.
right, our ancestors knew this stuff. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of my teachers are white.
Mm-hmm.
Our people, especially in the city areas and in certain states, you may go down to Louisiana, different places, and they're aware. They just call it energy. Reiki in itself has been all over the world since the beginning of time, right? It's energy. And it's people like me who really know how to hold that energy.
Mm-hmm.
So we just gotta work together. I lost my thought, but we
It's
just
okay.
we just have to work together to get to do what we need to do.
One thing that I love is that you said you have sister circles. Nicole said this is a good journal topic each day too, which is gratitude.
I
But
should.
like with my podcast, the first
Yeah.
Wednesdays of every month, I have the women's roundtable. Nicole is
Mhm.
part of my roundtable. It's
Yeah.
myself and four other women, my innermost sister circle, with the
Yeah.
exception of maybe two people, which
Yeah.
they just can't commit to the Wednesday. Lisa being one of them, Michelle being another.
Hmm.
But when I say that we have a group chat and we laugh, we cry, we talk, we this, we that, whatever we need to be for each other, and we never have to worry about whatever we say going outside that circle. Hi,
Hmm.
cousin. How are you, Daysta? My cousin Daysta just
Hey,
joined.
Dexter.
We never have to worry about anything that we say and the confines of that chat or whatever to go outside of us,
Yeah.
and we will fight to the death for each other.
Yeah.
We will hold each other accountable. Like, we're not the yes girlfriend. Like,
Yeah.
we're
Right.
all very outspoken, and even
Right.
though and we're not subject to titles. I'm blessed to have very distinguished friends and the life,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
made done well for themselves, but we don't hold titles, and no one is better than the other. Hi, Denise. There's another one. Michael,
Hey,
that's
Denise.
gratitude. No one
Uh,
is better than the other because of the title or position that they hold. We come
right.
together as one, but we hold each other accountable,
Right.
love on each other. We tell each other it's going to be okay. We laugh when it's time to laugh. We cry when it's time to cry. And like I said, we'll go to battle for each other. And I just want to say I love them to life, because I don't say I love to death anymore because too much of it going on.
It's nothing better to have people that you feel can hold space for you.
Hmm.
That's essential as women. We go through so much, and I do see men as well. And I tell them they need that support too. Sometimes they need nurturing. They need that
Hmm.
mother feminine energy to balance out. the masculine energy. And a lot of us as women carry a lot of masculine
Masculine
energy.
energy,
We're
yeah.
not used to accepting and standing down for ourselves and say, I need some rest. We will run ourselves into the ground. So that's
Mm-hmm.
another thing that Reiki does. It reminds you what to listen to your body and not feel guilty when you need that rest, when you need to take a pause.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting back to my thought. We have to switch things up. We are more apt to the negative aspects of how we um, how we think of others,
Mm-hmm.
the level of grace we give ourselves. If you're hard on yourself and you beat your own butt up, you're going to definitely do that to others. The
Right.
softer you get with yourself and more compassion you have for yourself, the more you'll have for others.
Right.
That's how I try to be. Now, I can become a dragon. I have a little dragon in me that when I'm not balanced,
Mm-hmm.
I get triggered pretty easily and I
Mm-hmm.
will let it out. But I've learned to apologize to who I feel I should apologize to. I
Mm-hmm.
apologize to myself. Sometimes it's warranted. And we can't be afraid of that part either. We are a duality, yin and yang. We are darkness, we have darkness and we have light. And once you are able to integrate both together without judgment, you become super powerful.
I like that. And I'm learning to grant myself grace that I give other people because I'm very hard on myself. I'm my
Sure.
own worst critic.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Why are you so hard on yourself?" But I just I've been through so much, and I've never heard of this before, but my spirit completely understands everything you're explaining.
Yeah.
Tara, stay tuned, and I'll make sure you have her contact information.
Yeah.
Hi, Darlene. How are you? That's Darlene from Thaisa's group. Okay.
Darling. Yeah.
So, but we just definitely, and if we need to, you guys let me know, inbox me if you want to have a part two. I'm sure Felicia would be willing to have a part two and go more in depth. This is just touching the surface, believe me. You
Yeah.
know, I plan on seeking her services because I've done a lot through therapy. There's more work to be done, but I also realize that I have to release negative energy that was put on me through childhood and through things that have happened to me. But that happened, and I'm not going to hold anybody accountable for my pain, because once you get to a certain age and point, you're responsible for your own happiness despite whatever may have happened to you. You
Yeah.
can't hold other people accountable as an adult. Yeah, things happen or didn't happen to you that should have happened, or whatever the case may be, but I don't have a heaven or a hell to put nobody in.
Right. And
I'm
and
just
it's
responsible for who I am and what I feel.
yeah, accountability is huge. They can only hold themselves accountable. You can
Hmm.
forgive. Like I had to work on forgiveness to some pretty heinous things that happen. Like a lot of people, I see quite a few city people on who would know? You don't talk about certain things, you don't do certain
Right.
things. But the more I practiced, the more I decided it was time to forgive for myself. And once I did that, the freer I became. Do
Hmm.
I still become triggered? Yes. If certain things happen that remind me or take me back to that, or just I'm
Hmm.
having a bad day and I'm very triggered or angry. I'm gonna stop
Hmm.
saying triggers like the trigger. I get very angry and aggressive and loud and have a bad day. I will reflect. Like, what was it? What really was going on? You know,
Hmm.
it wasn't just they left the refrigerator open and you lost it. What
Right.
made you that upset really? And as I journal or I think or meditate and take myself back, I will find out usually it was something done to little Felicia that is still very present, that I need to
Hmm.
take care of. I need to take care of her. So
What I
I
tell people is this: don't ask people what's wrong with you.
Mhm.
Ask them what happened to you to make you react in this way.
Right. And that's a very mature and advanced type of question for most people
The
because most
therapy, girl,
people,
years of
right.
therapy.
If you ain't done no therapy, you haven't done this,
Mhm.
that that's a very advanced, and that's sometimes too as you're doing your healing process. Everybody's not going to come along with you. Everybody's not
Right.
going to start seeing the value in being more one with your body and accepting peace and rest and all those things. They're not going to understand that. And that's not for you to judge them about them not being ready to be on the same path that you're on. This, when you begin this path, you are alone, so to speak. And
Right.
you will begin. I don't like to say what people have to do. But that's right. That's right.
Appreciate you,
Yeah,
Brat.
you get to do it, and then you'll start to recognize, oh, they can't. We're not on the same frequency.
Yeah, and it's
So
okay. A
yeah,
reason, a season, and a lifetime.
right.
Some people
So
aren't meant to go on the entire journey
I
with you.
shall. That's right. Not with you, and that is not in their cards for life.
Mm-hmm.
Their cards may be to test you. Their cards may be to help you heal in this life. So it's reasons, a lot of tests. So people will be put in your path, and situations will come up to see how you're going to handle it. And when you don't handle it well, that's when you learn, you explore, you let go, you get back up on a horse again, and you try it again.
I
So
like
that's
that.
so it's not all, I'm starting to learn that. I had a experience right recently with my job, and it's been rough with my supervisor, and I had to make a decision. And I could keep, because I have more awareness. She doesn't. And it's not
Mm-hmm.
right. Well, I'm not gonna say it's not right. I had to make a decision about giving her more compassion, having more compassion for myself, and understanding my own personal issues and triggers. So,
Mm-hmm.
recently we've been having a better time together, better communication, because I have stand down and said, you know what, that's something to do with your stuff more than
Right.
stuff. You know,
Right.
she can't. No one can hurt me. No one
And
can hurt us.
that's important, because when you take your power back, no matter what who the person is or the situation is, like, people can do things to you, people can hold themselves away from you, and or try to make you out to be something that you're not. But once you take your power back, I know I am this person, I
Yeah,
know I did this, so nothing anybody else says or does
yeah.
matters once
Now
you
we're
know
human.
within yourself who and what you are.
Listen, spirit was like, you're gonna feel it. You may
Yeah, you're
feel
gonna
it,
feel it. It doesn't
but
mean it doesn't hurt.
that's right. But you get to again, that tool, having that toolbox, you get to
Hmm.
process through it a lot quicker than most. So yes, I cannot absolutely say that I haven't been hurt, even through my more experienced awakening,
Hmm.
my wisdom, that I understand how to move through things. I just move through it faster. I may react when I'm
Right.
hurt, and especially with people that are close to me, and I have to understand they're not meant to be in my life anymore, and I have to move on. And for me, being a loyalist, part of my healing, my trauma, I hold on to
Hmm.
people. It's hard to, if I love you,
I
how do I
love
let
you for
you go?
life. I'm
I'm
loyal
hurting
to a
you,
fault. Yeah.
so you have to learn how to let go. And that is something that, if I let you in and we become friends or whatever, and I trust you, and you violate that trust and the boundary, I'm big on boundaries. I have to
Hmm.
let you go, but it doesn't mean, thank you,
That
spirit,
I don't
I
love you.
don't mourn when we lose someone that we care about. That is also a form of mourning and grief. And the same steps that you take when you lose someone, the physical in this life, you may mourn that relationship. Even if you get mad, I don't care. Oh, you're hurt. It's
Right.
affecting you.
The
And the
fact that you're
sooner
even
that,
speaking on it means you're hurt. You're
yes,
feeling something.
yes. So
And
it's
then
the
the sooner
sooner
you acknowledge that, the sooner you can get into healing.
the hell up. That's
Like I
it's
said, years of therapy, honey, years
yes,
of therapy. It
yes.
took a while to get to this point, and even understanding when people don't want to go to therapy and want to judge you on your therapy.
Hello.
You have to understand everybody's not ready to take that look at themselves and go
Right.
on that journey with you, but you
Mhm.
still have to grant them grace for being where they are so that you can coexist.
You don't need me. You're already there. That's Hey,
You-
but it's a process. It's not, it's
mm,
like when you're used to behaving and acting, that's a habit. So it's
Mm-hmm.
almost you're going to you know, you got to let your mind know, like it's gonna want to test you, like, you know, that's the no. I
Right.
choose to let it go. I choose to forgive because I
Right.
forgive myself. You know, you literally have to tell yourself that. You had those negative thoughts coming. You literally have to question, like, why? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't I beautiful? Why
Mm-hmm.
aren't I good as anyone else? Why aren't,
Right.
like, I am? That's a
I
lie.
am.
And the more you check yourself, the more that type of thought process will lessen.
I like that. That is so true. And the only limitations I have is the limitations I put on myself.
I shall.
And I don't feel the need to compare myself with anybody else, whereas I used to. You know, why can't I do XYZ? Why didn't I get a chance to do that? Wasn't meant to be my journey. You know, I didn't why do I have to feel this? Why do I could go on for days, but guess what? I'm still here,
Yeah.
living, breathing. Every day is a new opportunity. I can't make nobody feel any particular way about me, but I can choose how I feel about me and the situation.
And the more you feel that way about yourself and love yourself, the more you're going to draw the right people to you to
Hmm.
add to your life, and you can add to their life
Right.
opposed to taking away from it, trying to prove and do all these things. The more you let go and understand, I'm doing the best I can do. I love myself. I'm going to take care of myself. The more that frequency is out there, and people that just going to come and they're going to be like, you look so beautiful. What you do, you're so
Hmm.
beautiful. And it's not just the physical, it's your heart, that
Heart.
light.
It's peace.
It's
When you
peace.
make peace with certain
Yes.
situations and things,
Yeah.
despite this, and you have to learn to accept the apology that you may never receive.
Hello. You can say,
That
I
was big for me.
forgive them. Well, that's it.
Right. For your peace.
For your
It has
peace.
nothing to do with them, for your peace.
For your peace.
So if we need like, and everyone, if you feel like you want to see Felicia again, if you feel like you want level 2 of this conversation, if you feel like you want
Mhm.
to do a group of us together, and experience what she has to offer, inbox me, inbox her, and definitely let me know. I have this is my city sister, and even though
Mhm.
we hadn't spoken in years at the time that we reconnected through Thais, love never goes anywhere. True sisterhood
Ever.
never does.
Ever.
You
Ever.
know.
Yeah.
So
I'm
I,
at
I
Nourishing Journey in Columbia. Nourishing Journey in Columbia. But we'll put all the contact stuff in there.
yes,
And I look
definitely.
forward, and we can get whatever 101s. I think we need it all. You know,
Yeah,
just start.
definitely. C for E, yes, Nikki. So underneath the podcast, if you're interested in seeing Felicia individually or collectively, please make a note of it. Please make a comment. So she or if you're saying individual, she will reach out to you. If you say that you want collective, we'll figure something out and we'll get it all together. I'll be back. Okay, Darlene. So definitely let us know. I'm not going to hold Felicia too long. I need to go take my medicine, being transparent because I'm hurting. I'm on my heating pad
Yes.
and it's
Sending
not
you some
working anymore.
energy. Sending you some
Yeah, the
energy.
energies,
Yes.
because things bring out things. Like, needless to
Yes.
say, I'm talking from experience, and that triggers some things within my body, and that's just being honest and transparent.
Yeah.
But Felicia, I love you so much, and I appreciate you coming and sharing your knowledge. I'm totally interested. Tara says she's totally interested. I
Wonderful.
appreciate you sharing your knowledge. I appreciate you granting me short notice because we just talked about this like a week and a half ago,
Mhm.
and thank you for explaining things to me on another level. I'll definitely be in contact.
Can
Yes.
I say before we go, I am
Mhm.
extremely proud of you, Wanda, and
Oh,
I love you.
I
And
love
I
you
love
too.
you. You are absolutely beautiful. Keep going, baby. Baby Oprah. I like VIP. I like VIP.
I
But
love
yeah.
Thank you. Oh, that just made my
Proud.
heart feel. Oh, Nikki said we need a retreat, a gathering of like minds. A said, I like that.
I like
Let's
that.
put that
Yeah.
together, Fee.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think we need to do that.
I'm ready,
Okay,
lady.
so we're gonna start with the ladies of the round table.
Okay.
And we'll start with just us five as the core. and then maybe get a class together. But I like that. That could be our next gathering because we got together for Galentine's. She said, "Great show,
Yes,
open."
OJ is in the house. Okay,
I
with our
love it. Thank
beautiful
you so
self.
much. Oh my
Yes,
God. I love it.
come
So
through,
with
mother.
that, I'm gonna say as you go about your day, if you see a queen and her crown is a little bit tilted, help her to straighten her crown. If her crown has fallen off, help her to pick it up and place it back on her head. If she doesn't have one, help her to get one, loan her one of yours, whatever you have to do. But whatever you do to help that queen get her crown positioned on her head, zip your lips.
Yes,
No, thank you. Zip your lips. Whatever you had to do to help that queen get her crown back in position, be your sister's keeper. We need a safe place to relax, relate, and release. And that's what I hope this show helps do for people. Give you a safe place to get some things out. I
yes.
love you. I'm going to say peace and blessings. Remember, the enemy separates and we unify.
I
I
shall
love I love
blessing.
it. Stay on, Felicia. Yeah,
Okay.
guys, I'll see you later. I love you to life, and there's nothing